Well, hey everybody, Subtac here. Today, let's see. We have the linoleum pulled up, baseboards off, toilet pulled out, hole cut, new piece of wood put in. I got the sealer on the floor. Got the first tiles down. All the tiles that are going to be full tiles are down. Everything else now needs to be trimmed. So what that means is I got to put the new tile saw together and start using it. So let's get started on that. Okay, so this saw is a Harbor Freight Special, straight from Chicago Electrics. It's a 2.5 horsepower, 10-inch industrial tile saw. And I also got the stand for it. So I'm going to unbox this and put it together, and hopefully it's going to do the job for me. Alright, you know what the nicest thing about that is? I didn't have to put anything together. It just came out, and that was it. Instructions. I don't care how much of a man you think you are, always read the instructions. Alright, I got the frame hooked to the frame. Alright, I got the actual saw mounted to the frame. Now it's time to figure out the pump and the other bits and pieces. Well, let's get to that. Okay, now let's put some water in it. I don't see any leaks. We have a working saw. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, here comes the fun part. Or I guess the new part, because I've never cut a tile on a tile saw before. This is going to be my first attempt, so enjoy. Alright, so I did wear safety goggles when I did that. That turned out pretty good, but this piece of tile also needs the rest of the toilet bowl or the flange hole cut into it. So, but I'm going to do that the same way I did the rest of it. I'm just going to take the grinder and grind it out of there. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, you can see I've laid it down and pieced down in place. I just traced out the rest of my circle right there. Well, let's go take that out. Alright, here's the deal. I set the saw back up and turned it on, and there was no water pumping. So I screwed around with it a little bit, pulled it out, played with it, put it back in, turned it back on, got the water pumping. So alright, so now if you remember, I had, a rectangle cut out of the corner. So I made the first cut, turned the saw off, cleaned it up a little bit, looked at it. Then I thought, okay, let's make the next cut. Turn it back on, water wouldn't pump. Well, this is crazy, what's going on? So I spent the next 45 minutes trying to figure out why the water wasn't pumping. I thought, well, maybe there's a plug up into the saw somewhere. So I pulled the tube out of the saw, turned it back on, no water was pumping out, couldn't get it to work. So, great. So I didn't get to finish the cut on that. So what I need to do now is take the saw back. I called them and said, can I just replace the pump, because the saw's working fine, the pump's not. Well, her thing was, well, I suppose you could do that, but then we'd have to tear one apart and pull it all apart. You might as well just bring it back and swap it out. So I'm just going to put the saw in the box like it is. I'm not going to try to undo it or anything. I'm going to take my blade off, of course. But I'm going to take it back and get another one. So let this be a lesson. Sometimes things fail. even Harbor Freight. Actually, that's probably the norm. I know their stuff isn't all that high quality, but for the money you get a lot of good stuff. I do gotta say this, those solar panels setup that they got, that stuff is great, man. I've been able to charge stuff all day long out there at the land with that. The tool batteries, the phone batteries, just anything that needs to be recharged, no problem at all up there. Plus I run lights up there all night long. So there's, you know, pros and cons about Harbor Freight, and this of course isn't a video about Harbor Freight. I'm just letting you know what happened. But anyways, I think I'll end this video here, and the next one will be me going in and replacing the saw and trying to all over again, start all over again with what I was trying to do earlier. All right, well, I certainly do appreciate you coming by and watching and taking your time to watch me do stuff, silly stuff sometimes, get things screwed up or do things right. At least you take the time to watch it, and I do appreciate it. So if you haven't done so, please subscribe. You know, I think you should. I don't know why I say that. It just seems funny. Anyways, this is Subtac. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye. And that, my friends, is how I hope it is supposed to be done. Here it is. So hopefully I've got a fairly decent, I mean, that's going to be under the toilet, so you don't care. I just want it to be the right size in the right place, so you don't care how it's going to look because it's going to be under the toilet. But do as much as you can to be professional looking when you're doing it, just because when you get to doing the stuff that needs to be seen, you want to have the practice in. But anyways, that was fun. So I'm going to take this back upstairs, or clean it off first, then take it back upstairs, and then we're going to start putting down things.